Screenwriter J.P. Miller conducted hours of interviews with Carrie, Stephen, and their parents, Delbert and Kay, about the ordeal.
J.P. Miller came and interviewed us. He was a very nice guy. I really liked him. We all liked him.
But it makes it a lot better when somebody like that is writing your life story. And I know that Stephen was really happy about the way that it turned out.
So Hollywood comes around and wants to make a movie.
Right.
And you have the power to say no.
Right, and we did. I just didn't want his story sensationalized. Well, it's sensational enough. I didn't want it used for just money-making purposes, I guess. He had a family to support, so I can understand that. But I didn't think it would lead us anywhere.
I recognize my father and my mother, but my sisters and brother, I didn't.
Apparently, Stephen had been kidnapped and told that he had been adopted. Stephen had been calling his abductor Dad for some time. For 7 years, his parents, Kay and Delbert Stayner, never gave up hope that he was alive. And this morning, they have these 3 members of the Stayner family joined us, and they are joining us from San Francisco, where it's still the middle of the night. By the way, because there is a legal case pending, there are details we cannot talk about. Michael Hyder is their attorney, and he is with us this morning really to make sure that nothing is said that would influence their cases. Good morning, Stephen and Mr. and Mrs. Stayner and Michael Hyder. Nice to have you all with us.
Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
What did they tell you as the days went on, why they were keeping you with them, and what did they tell you about your family?
Well, the first night they had said they called my parents and said it was all right that I stayed the night. The second night they said that they had called them again and said that I could stay another night. Then one of them went out and came back and said that he went to court and got in possession of me and said that I was his.
How did you feel about that when you heard that?
I had really forgotten what I felt at that time. It was kind of a shock to me.
You called him, I've been told that you called him Dad. How long before you started calling him Dad? Do you have any idea when that started?
That started about a week after my abduction.
What were your thoughts during the 7 years about your parents? Did you think about them, and if so, what went through your mind?
Through the 7 years, I don't remember what went through my mind, but I thought of my parents very often.
Mr. Stayner, did you have any doubts during those 7 years that you'd see your Stephen again?
Well, I had a lot of hope up to 2 years ago. There was a few things that came up that I kind of lost my hope and faith in it, but I was wrong.
Fortunately. Mrs. Stayner, did you share his hope for that period and then lose it at any point, or what happened with your mind?
I never did lose my hope that I would find Steve. I didn't get into all the things that Del did. I was oblivious to all that kind of stuff. I just went merrily on my way, believing that Stephen would be home one day.
Stephen, what have these years been like for you, adjusting, getting over the 7 years you were away from home?
For 7 years I'd been supposedly an only child. Now I had to compete with a brother and 3 sisters.
You were away for 7 years, and a lot of people still wonder why you didn't try to escape before you finally did escape 3 years ago. When you look back on that, why do you think that is, Stephen?
Well, there's several reasons. I was told I was adopted.
You believed it?
Yes, I believed it.
Kay, what about for you? How do you think it's been for Stephen?
I think he's done fantastic. I'm very proud of the way he's kind of joined right in with the rest of us, and he doesn't give us any problems.
We went down to LA and we were on the set, and we met all the actors and all of that sort of stuff. You know, Steve thought it was just great, and Jody was just over the moon because she saw somebody that had a telephone in their car.
I do recall seeing the family on the set. I think they kept kind of a division. They didn't want too much mingling.
But acting aside, he says the painful ordeal he went through is something that he still struggles with.
Any chance I get to talk about it, I think really helps me deal with the problem. The more I talk about it, the better I can deal with it.
His mother, Kay, says she hopes by telling their story, other parents may be able to learn from their mistakes.
Because we didn't really talk that much with our kids about dealing with awkward situations or bad situations. We told them don't talk to strangers. We never told them what a stranger was.
I've watched the movie one time, and to tell you the truth, I was not that impressed with it because it depicted the family different from what we actually were. It was a little twisted and ridiculous. I know it pissed Delbert off something fierce.
I was probably like 8. I was over at my cousin Kathy's house, and she told me that my dad had a movie. And I was really surprised, and I was like, what? And my dad has a movie. She's like, yeah, like on TV, you know?
I watched it quite a bit. Trying to fill questions with answers.
Every time I see Corey, I just kind of want to like go give him a hug because it reminds me of my dad.
So Ashley, you in this docuseries, you shared that watching this film, it made you feel for a while that that was the story of your dad. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, for a long time, because whenever I watched the movie, I was probably around maybe the 6th grade. It really associated my dad to Corky, and for a long time, that's who I thought my dad was. I know it's weird to say that, but when you have no recollection of who your dad was for so long, and you want to know them, you know, but you just kind of grasp on to anything when you're young like that, you know. And even to this day, every time I see him on TV or in an interview or something, it brings back those memories.